Etymology and historical origin of the baby name Rebeca. Rebeca is the Spanish and Portuguese form of Rebecca. Like Sarah, Rachel, and Leah, Rebeca is a prominent matriarchal figure from the Bible, the grandmother of the future tribes of Israel, and thus a favorite name among Jewish people. The etymology of the name is debated, although we do know it's Hebrew in origin. The Hebrew name Rivka possibly means to snare, bind, trap, but it is also said to mean captivating. We like the latter meaning best. Some etymologists believe the name is of Aramaic origin, an ancestral language of Arabic, meaning soil, earth, but this supposition is not widely accepted. Perhaps it will be helpful to understand Rebecca's story in the Old Testament. In Genesis, we are told that Abraham does not want his son Isaac to marry a local Canaanite woman, so he sends his servant to find a wife in his own ancestral land of Haran in Upper Mesopotamia. The servant is skeptical at the prospect of success, doubtful that a woman will follow him back to Canaan, but Abraham assures him God will assist in this task. However, if the woman does not follow the servant back of her own accord, then Abraham absolves him of all responsibility, at which point we're sure the servant sighs a proverbial phew. Upon arrival in the city of Nahor in Mesopotamia, the servant beholds Rebeca. The young woman was very attractive in appearance, a maiden whom no man had known. Genesis 24 verse 16. That's biblical speak for virgin. Rebeca graciously offers the servant water for himself and his camels, thus fulfilling his prayer to the Lord that she must be the one. After negotiations with her family and the offering of gifts, it comes down to Rebecca's decision to follow the servant back to Canaan to marry Isaac. Her words are simple, "I will go." So she's not exactly snared and trapped as one of the name's etymological origins might suggest, quite the contrary. The name's other possible meaning, i.e., captivating, makes more sense for this beautiful, compassionate, and kind young maiden. As the wife of Isaac and the mother of Jacob, Rebeca has always been a celebrated name among the Jews. However, it's been used by Christians in the English-speaking world since the 14th century. The name's popularity grew during the Reformation, and the Puritans picked it up in the 17th century and would eventually bring the name to America. Rebeca with one C is the way the Spanish and Portuguese spell it. Personality of the girl named Rebeca. The number 7 personality is deeply mystical and highly in tune with their spirituality. They operate on a different wavelength than the average Joe. Spending time alone comes easily to 7s, as it gives them time to contemplate philosophical, religious, and spiritual ideas in an effort to find real truth. 7s are wise, but often exude mystery as if they are tapped into something the rest of us don't understand. They love the outdoors and are fed by nature. 7s are constantly seeking to understand human nature, our place in the universe, and the mystery of life in general. This makes them quite artistic and poetic, but they are also keen observers with high intellect, so they are equally scientific-minded. 7s are charitable and care deeply about the human condition. Popularity of the girl named Rebeca. Rebeca first appeared on the U.S. female naming charts in 1972. Most likely her arrival was prompted by the character of Rebeca in Gabriel García Márquez's epic novel 100 Years of Solitude, 1967. It seems Hispanic Americans responded to the name and added it more frequently into their repertoire. Old Testament names, e.g., Sarah, Rebecca, Raquel, have not been as popular among the largely Catholic Spanish or Portuguese-speaking Latin Americans as New Testament names have traditionally been, e.g., Maria, Isabel, Magdalena. So we were not surprised to see Rebecca pretty lightly used. In fact, the Spanish Rebecca recently dropped off America's top 1,000 list in 2010. On the other hand, Rebecca is quite popular in the United States. Quick facts on Rebecca. Gender, girl. Origin, Spanish. Number of syllables, 3. Ranking popularity, not applicable. Pronunciation, Rebeca. Simple meaning, captivating. Characteristics of Rebeca. Mystical, intuitive, philosophical, imaginative, eccentric, wise, solitary. Cultural references to the baby name, Rebeca. Literary characters of the baby name Rebeca. Rebeca is a character in the widely acclaimed 1967 magical realism novel by Gabriel García Márquez, 100 Years of Solitude, the multi-generational story of a Colombian family. Rebeca is of the second generation. She is the orphan daughter of the matriarch's cousins. Rebeca comes out of nowhere to live with the Buendia family, and she has a mysterious effect on the townspeople. She speaks no Spanish, and in addition, she has the odd little habit of eating dirt. After estranging herself from her sister, Amaranta, due to their love for the same man, Rebeca goes on to marry her brother, José Arcadio. When he dies, she retreats into the life of a hermit in her ramshackle house, eventually dying alone. While the book details the trials and tribulations of this family over a 100-year span, our vote goes to Rebeca for chief sufferer.